What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the FPL video. Today it's going to be the knee-jerk reaction for Game Week 31 FPL Season 2020-2021. Welcome back. My name is Mo, and let's get cracking with today's video. So before we start, if you've come first time to my channel, welcome to FPL INKLING. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. Congratulations to this channel and to you guys. We have reached 200 subscribers. We're almost to the 500 mark that I'm looking to get to win that PS5. So please continue to subscribe and help me get there within the last 8 game weeks of this season. If you like this video, hit the like icon. And if you want to get the latest notifications for the release of my content, then please do hit the notifications icon and get the latest notifications for FPL INKLING. So let's get cracking, guys. How did everyone do? What's going on? What's the outcome of your decisions for this week? So I made transfers bringing in Lingard and Jota, and for me personally, they paid dividends. I took a -4 point hit this week to make the transfers that I needed to. But overall, not been a great week personally. 38 points so far. De Bruyne didn't play for me, which was quite a difficult one to take, to be fair, because I thought he would have played against Leeds. And do you know what? Kind of reflected in the result as well. I think they were quite toothless to City, to be fair. They got back in the game, and do you know what? To be fair, Leeds deserved it, playing nearly 55 minutes, 50 minutes of a game against Man City away, and they came away with 3 points. So that is quite a remarkable achievement. The average point so far, I mean, the games on Monday haven't quite finished yet, so it's 33 points. I mean, because De Bruyne didn't play, so if we captain Kane, who is my vice, you'll get another 2 points. And also had Ollie Watkins on the bench at 8 points, so he'll be coming in, so adding another 10 points onto my score. So I'm looking at around 48 points for the week. I think the average will probably be around 40, 42 maybe even 45 after the game week players take place. I mean, if Calvert-Lewin goes big, then maybe the kind of overall average points for the week may indeed go up. So I'll get the team up and my results there. Cool. So what we'll do, we'll go through the results and how it all went. Quite a few surprising results, to be fair. I didn't expect United to win by 3-1. I was kind of like 2-1 at best for me, but well played. I mean, honestly, that was a great game of football. A bit annoyed at Son. Not really at Son or as much as the referees, to be fair. I think that was quite a soft decision in terms of the first goal, but we'll come on to that and we'll discuss it more in detail in regards to what I thought was the outcome of that game. So we'll go through a few questions. So the first question I had, should United's first goal stood? In my honest opinion, yes. Look, I'm not saying that because I'm a United fan, I'm trying to be kind of biased, but generically, you know, I know it's a hand in the face, but football is a contact sport. I mean, I think it's becoming far too soft, in my honest opinion. You know, McTominay put his hand out. It's a natural reaction in football. You know, it can be a shoulder-to-shoulder game. I mean, he just put it as a midfielder would do, just put his hand out to kind of defend himself. He was not looking at Son's face at all. I mean, he didn't look back and just hit him in the face. He literally just carried on running. Yeah, Son got caught in the face, but I don't think that was enough for it to kind of warrant a foul to stop that goal. So I think they got that one wrong. And, you know, if Cavani had scored and you had Cavani in your team, then that would have been another couple of points for you, like 4 points, 5 points to your score. And that would have been an assist for Pogba as well. So all Pogba owners, I do feel your pain at the moment. Another question I've got is I've got triple captaincy left for Kane to be used next week in the double game week. Should I use it? I mean, I don't see why not. You've got Everton away and Southampton at home. So they're both really good fixtures. I mean, I don't really see... To be fair, Everton are quite leaky in defence as well recently. So, you know, both teams, you can get a good haul. I mean, even if it gets a good haul in one of the games. So if you've got a triple captain's chip, it didn't really work out last time when they had a double game week. You only got 8 points, which tripled to 24. But yeah, we were seeing if you can get a double-digit return and really give the kind of return that, you know, those managers who were patient enough to hold this triple captain chip, can they actually get the dividends for their patience? So if I was you and I had that triple captain chip, I reckon this would be the perfect time to play it with Kane, with these 2 fixtures that are coming up. So it'll be good to utilise that as well. I mean, moving away from the questions, I mean, did you guys watch Newcastle's game? What a comeback, 2-1. Hats off to Steve Bruce. All those Newcastle fans out there who are watching me right now, you know, a massive well done to your team and Steve Bruce and the whole players. You know, it was looking dire straits 2 weeks ago. I pretty much wrote them off for them to go down. But hey, well done. You haven't got your main striker, your talisman, Callum Wilson. But yeah, you're still pulling up results. You got 2-2 against Spurs and a lovely victory this week on Sunday. So well done. Let's see where you guys can take it from here. Am I going to be looking at any Newcastles coming into the next couple of weeks? Not at the moment. But if St. Maximin continues in good form, then why not? If I need to free up budget elsewhere and get some other players in. I saw one of my best mates bringing in Aguero as a differential and captaining him. Took that one on the chin because his vice captain was De Bruyne, so he actually didn't end up with any points from the captains itself. So that was a bit hilarious if I say he didn't take that too friendly. But Pep Roulette is starting to really get to a few people, so you might be moving away completely from any Man City assets because not even Kevin De Bruyne is a certainty at the moment, because you've got to understand they're in 4 competitions. They're looking to get a quadruple. You've got the Champions League, the FA Cup, the League Cup final in a couple of weeks, and then you've also got the Premier League itself. Talking about the Premier League, I was asked a few questions on social media around United's chances for the league. I mean, look, it's a long stretch. I mean, I've been wishful and hopeful, but hey, in 2012, when that Aguero moment happened, it was the same deficit, 6 games to go. If United win their game in hand, it'll be 8 points the gap. So never say never. I mean, if City start, worrying about other competitions and taking their eye off the Premier League, you never know. Football, you can never say never. But yeah, I mean, that's just me being a wishful and hopeful United fan, but it is a long shot, but never say never. And it'll be interesting. I mean, we don't want the Premier League to just end now and hand the trophy over. It's been quite boring for the last couple of seasons. I was going to say it felt like a couple of seasons. It's only been one season until that kind of like final day thriller that we had 2 years ago between Liverpool and City. But it'd be nice to have quite a tight run. A bit boring last year, but let's see. I got 77 points and I had Dallas as captain. Wow. I think Dallas got 17 points this week. So all those Dallas owners out there, well done. Big thumbs up. And if you had him as captain, honestly, well, I'll give it to you. That is one differential, amazing choice. The question I have, was that an accident or were you actually just going for a differential option? Either way, even if it was an accident, I'll still give you credit because it worked out in the end for you. Do I have any update on the Neto injury? Nothing at the moment. I don't know how severe it is. But if I hear anything, I will definitely let you know. I was a bit disappointed with Aston Villa. Martinez kept a clean sheet, but Consta 0 points. Maybe bringing Alioski in, but at that point, I didn't even think Alioski was going to do much. But it was 4 points. I generally did believe Aston Villa could keep a clean sheet, but it's a shame that Jota couldn't get me any returns. It was Salah. So it might be worth considering me bringing in Salah for the next couple of game weeks now because of Kevin De Bruyne. It's becoming ever more likely for me to kind of consider Salah himself. Next question I had is, should I get rid of Alonso? I mean, I've got Rudiger in and there's pot luck with him being rotated. Alonso, there's a lot of people talking about it a couple of weeks ago, when the international break came, Alonso differential, now is the time, for us to really kind of have a differential. But I never really brought into the Alonso hype. Yes, he's a great player. A couple of seasons ago, he was probably the best defender / wing back in the league. He was valued at around 7 mil, about 2-3 seasons ago. He's got the talent. I mean, it's just a lot of competition for the Chelsea places at the moment, everywhere on the park. Like for me, the only nailed-on player for them is either the goalkeeper, which is Mendy, or Mason Mount. I mean, even he's at risk of rotation. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what people think. But I think you should get rid of Alonso. There's better options out there for that price. I think it's like 0.2 mil more. It's Cresswell. So, why not get him in? At least you've got, the kind of comfortability to know that he'll be playing week in, week out, barring any injury. So yeah, I mean, Alonso, you can get rid of him and get some more assets in, potentially like a Reguilon for this double game week, as I've got in my squad. You've got a double game week, even if he gets 2 clean sheets, that's 12 points plus a couple of bonuses. If you can get some, why not? So yeah, I would definitely get rid of Alonso personally. I know they've got a friendly fixture next week. But yeah, I personally wouldn't keep him in my squad. Bale for the double game week. Personally, out of all the options for Spurs, you've got Harry Kane, I've got Son. I mean, if I was to go for a third attacking option for Spurs, I definitely would consider Lucas Moura, potentially. The thing with Lucas Moura is, he's had some really good spells in the last couple of game weeks. I think it was something I was seeing around 3 assists in the last 5 games. I think, he's really around the front forward three. I think he's really linking it well with Son and Kane. So if you are looking for like a third attacking option, for me, I've got Kane, Son and Reguilon. I think that's the best option I could take in terms of starting both games. Although Reguilon might be a risk of rotation depending on Ben Davis. And also there's a League Cup final as well that you may be looking at as well. So it'd be interesting to see, but I would avoid Bale. He might only play one of the 2 games. And plus, I think, based on current form and, last few game weeks, I'd rather have Lucas Moura in my squad. I haven't talked about yet, but how brilliant was Lingard? Jesus, 2 more goals. He's absolutely flying at the moment. I hope Gareth Southgate is watching, at this form, how can you keep him out of the England squad? I'm not really going to say, the starting 11, but why not, to be fair? He's playing well. Doesn't matter, if it's come late in the day, but you've got to pick players on form sometimes rather than the name itself. So Lingard had to sort of keep going. I've got you in. I took a 4-point hit, but you gave me 14 back. So at the end of the day, it was worth it for me. And if you're one of those people who haven't got him so far, what is your thinking thoughts behind it? Do you think he'll drop off? There have been players who have dropped off. So you've got players like Gundogan who had that really good player kind of scoring form. You have Souček as well from West Ham earlier who had some good scoring form in a couple of game weeks. So there is a likelihood he could fall off. But I think with Antonio gone and Bowen up front, it kind of frees him up a bit to really kind of show his credentials. And also there's no Declan Rice in the midfield as well. So, I think it would be a good chance for him to really showcase his talent and give the returns to managers like ourselves who actually have him in his squad. Iheanacho for Vardy. Yeah, Vardy's not really had a good period recently. Barring those 3 assists for Leicester versus the Sheffield United game, he's not really scored or assisted much. So, no one saw that coming. If you had the budget and you had to choose between Iheanacho and Jamie Vardy, I always would go Jamie Vardy. That's just me being honest. So if you did have Vardy over Iheanacho, I don't blame you. If you're looking for like a restructure of your squad, including a wild card, for example, in the next couple of games, in terms of taking advantage of the double Spurs game week, look to bring in Iheanacho if you want, and free up some budget for the midfield potentially, or another premium striker. Entirely your choice, but Iheanacho, I think, will be a good shout. For me, for now, I'm going to stick with Bamford, Watkins and Kane because I think they're the best trio for me. And there's a few games that Aston Villa have to catch up on. And I may even, I haven't considered yet, but I might even drop Bamford next week for Watkins or play 3 strikers. I'm not too sure how I'm going to play at the moment. Depends all about the De Bruyne situation. Am I going to bring in another midfielder? So we'll have to have a look. But yeah, there's a lot to look at here at the moment. But personally, Iheanacho, you can bring him in now. I think Maddison and Perez were dropped those games, so it was a bit of a difficulty for Leicester in the midfield itself. Is it time to get rid of Gundogan? For me, he only got a point this week. Doesn't look really in that much threatening form. And the risk of rotation for City is absolutely unreal. 7 changes for a team that's playing in the Premier League and other competitions. It's quite a lot, to be fair. Even players like De Bruyne aren't nailed on now where they used to be nailed on. Guess there's a bit more of workload management. And, is Guardiola thinking the league's already sealed? So I'm not too sure. Maybe they underestimated Leeds. Maybe Leeds overperformed. I actually don't think they overperformed personally. I just think they were just really a better team on the day. So yeah, that would be interesting to see. But yeah, in terms of Gundogan, yeah, I wouldn't keep him now. There are better options out there at the moment. Rafinha, you got Jota, you got Lingard around the same price. So yeah, maybe it's time to get rid of Gundogan himself. There's not even a penalty kind of certainty with him now because you've got Kevin De Bruyne, you've got Aguero. Sterling if he wants to put it back in the stands. So you've got a lot of options there for City itself. How I've personally, someone asked me how I've reacted to this week in terms of my reaction. I mean, I'm not too fussed. I'm above the average at the moment, but it would have been great to have seen De Bruyne get a few. That would have made my week a really good week because it's a bit of a differential aspect. He's only owned by about 20% of managers, and I think that's going to decrease further now. Two reasons: A, the kind of like no certainty to start a risk of rotation, and B, you got the black game weeks coming up, so that'll be interesting to see if people are going to favour players like Fernandes, Mane, Salah, Son, other premium options, Rashford for the midfield in the game. I'm not going to say Aubameyang because Aubameyang's not even picked for Arsenal 20-man squad, let alone featuring in the 11 on the playing day. Will Lingard continue this form? I mean, I don't see why not. He's been absolutely unreal. Let's have a look at him. As you guys can see here, 5 goals and 2 assists in the last 5 games, and a total of 43 points. In his last 3 game weeks, he's had double game week points return. It's unreal. I've not seen form like this for a long while for a player back-to-back delivering. And if you look at his fixtures that are coming up as well, they're not too bad actually. Newcastle away, Chelsea, Burnley, Everton, Brighton, West Brom and Southampton. So it's not. I mean, I would have potentially considered captaining him against Newcastle personally if Spurs didn't have the double game week. So for me, I've got 3 players from Spurs, and Harry Kane at the moment looks the most certain or nailed on for me for being my captain. The next question I have is which teams are to avoid for the next few game weeks. I'd definitely say Man City due to the blank game weeks. Maybe for the next 2 game weeks, avoid Leeds players. They got Manchester United and Liverpool. But hey, they've proved it against Man City, so why not? I mean, Arsenal have got good games, but they're just not performing. Chelsea players, risk of rotation, I'll probably look to avoid them as well at the moment. I mean, when I say avoid them, I don't mean avoid every single player from this team. I'm just saying, doubling or trebling up on them just to avoid the risk. So these are teams that I would potentially be wary of. Our captain KDB, no points. Is it time for me to transfer him out? Good question. I mean, I'm certainly looking at transferring him out personally. It's just too much rotation now, and I'm nearly spending a high value of my budget on a player who's not guaranteed to start. I mean, one of the things that kind of like attracted me to De Bruyne was the fact of lack of rotation and the certainty to start. But if that's now being something that I'm not sure of due to the Pep roulette, then maybe it's time we got rid of him personally. I am looking at Salah at the moment to bring into my squad for next week. Looking to bring in either Mason Mount or Jota. Who would you recommend? I mean, I've got Jota in. But Mount's got some really good fixtures coming up as well. But Jota's got some really good fixtures. I mean, it depends on your budget. If you want to free up like £1 million more, or like just under £1 million, you can use it elsewhere in your squad. But for me, either way, both players are good. Mount is more likely to play, whereas Jota might have a bit more risk of rotation. But with Firmino's current form, I don't see a reason why he'll be benched. And he's kind of like starting to regain his full fitness as well. Liverpool have a lot of stake in order to get into the top 4, and so do Chelsea, so it'd be interesting to see. But out of the 2, I would probably go Jota, who I actually have in my squad at the moment. Should I double up on the Leicester forwards? So that's Iheanacho and Vardy. I mean, Vardy hasn't really warranted a squad position or place for me. Iheanacho has been phenomenal. So I personally go have like a premium option. So maybe like a Cavani, because Cavani for me is going to play because of the injury to Martial to the end of the season. So Cavani will play up front. He's been absolutely instrumental for United. Yesterday, what a game. Cleared the ball, headed it off onto the goal, scored 2 goals and 1 was disallowed. Absolutely phenomenal. He's always there or thereabouts. Great movement, man of the match, 3 bonus points. So potentially at the moment, if I was to go, this is my first choice is Kane, Bamford, Watkins. That's my triplet. If I was going to choose 3 strikers, I'm going to choose Iheanacho. I'd definitely look at Ollie Watkins has been in really good form, or Bamford, one of the two, and then definitely Cavani or Kane. I wouldn't double up on both Leicester strikers. I just don't feel Vardy's just hit the form just yet. But you never know; he could come back in form next week, bang out a hat trick. That's just Jamie Vardy for you. He's just that good. But in terms of doubling up on them, maybe not, because it's just too much of a risk of rotation as well. I mean, it's not guaranteed he'll play every single game. The FA Cup's coming up as well for Leicester. So it'd be a good shot to see who's going to be part of their rotation of the squad. But one of the two would be fine. But 2, I think it's just a step too far for me personally. Is Pogba a good shout? I think Pogba's a really good shout. I mean, there was a risk of injury for this week, but it's been phenomenal in the league and Europa League since it's been in. It looks like he's got the swag back. I think he's really enjoying his time at United. I've not really heard much from his agent for once, thank God. But yeah, Pogba looks like he really wants to prove a point. So yeah, he might be a good shout, good differential. 7-odd mil quid. If you've got the budget, then get him in. It's not someone I'm looking to bring in. So, but if you do have the budget and you're looking to bring him as a differential, I think that'd be a really good shout. Any news on Maddison and why he didn't play? Is it another injury? I don't think it was an injury. I think I heard some sources on Twitter around maybe protocol for COVID breaking rules. I think players went out maybe partying or gathering. Breaking COVID guideline rules. So that's something that's still in the air, nothing confirmed 100%, but that's what I've heard. And that's all the questions I'm taking this week, guys. In terms of my team, as you can see, I've got 12 points on the bench, 8 of them will come into the team. So I'm looking at about 48 points for the week itself, just above average. Hasn't really affected my overall ranking that much, but I think it's a good stead of side, and I think there's some really good things to come for this in the future. What am I looking at the moment? I'm looking and bringing in Salah due to the good fixtures. For De Bruyne, I'll obviously release that in my team selection because I haven't made those transfers as I speak just yet, and there might be a change of decision, or I could choose another player at the moment. I'll keep you guys posted. Let me know how you guys did. Let me know how your week went. Keep in touch with me. Thank you for all your feedback, and thank you for getting me over 200 subscribers and hitting that good mark of 200. Before I go, if you have liked this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to the channel. Get me on my road to my target of 500, and hit the notifications icons if you want my latest video content notifications on YouTube. Keep in touch with me on YouTube, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and please do follow the League of FPL Inkling, which the code is at the bottom left. We are growing every single week, and I want you guys to be part of one of the most competitive leagues of the game itself. Thank you so much for viewing the Kneejerk reaction for Game Week 31. Best of luck for Game Week 32 with your decisions. Keep watching my content. I'll be releasing more in regards to the captaincy, top 5 picks, and we'll do a team selection video along with a deadline stream before the next Game Week's deadline for Game Week 32. It will be a double game week for Spurs, so make sure you guys get your fixtures in before the deadline. Have a great week, have a great evening, and I will see you guys soon.